Hello there.
Hi everyone, this is Gary from Return of the Nerd, and today Eric and myself we're gonna kind of break down and talk about what happened in episode 5 of Kenobi. Eric, are you here?
I physically, yes. I just got done watching the episode again.
How many
for the
times?
fourth,
How many times have you watched it now?
5.
This is madness.
Oh yeah, I got a message from you yesterday on my Facebook Messenger. It's just an audio, and I played it, and it sounded like you were almost in tears. And I just turned to my girlfriend, and I went, "I think he likes this one."
I don't know what you mean. I plead the fifth. Oh wait, I'm not in the U.S.
You seemed all choked up and like really like, oh my God, that was I can't believe what I just saw. And
Yes.
yeah, I've had moments like that in Star Wars. I think the end
Right after Last Jedi, going, what the hell did I just watch?
no, that was
Sorry.
I was crying in pain and agony. No, I think the end of season 2 Mandalorian, that really like ripped my heart
Yes.
out my chest. And also there were several moments in Rogue One where I kind of teared up, and I was like I was like trying to be a man about it and like hold myself together so no one could see me.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
And I managed to pull it off.
Managed to power through it.
I did. I didn't require any tissues. I was getting like so many episode 2 Attack of the Clone vibes from that last Kenobi episode. I was trying to figure out like, okay, so Kenobi has the flashback. They're in the Jedi temple and they're training, and I'm trying to figure out like, is this before Attack of the Clones or is this during it? And
I think it's
like, how old is
before, because he still has his arm.
It's funny because like I wasn't really listening to the dialogue between them, but I was looking at their makeup, and I was like, okay, so he this is the Jesus Obi-Wan, and he's got the mullet, and I was like, so this must be Clone Wars era. And then I looked at Anakin, and and he doesn't have a metallic arm yet, so it's not been cut off by Dooku. And I was, instead of focusing on the amazing choreography of their lightsaber duel, I was just trying to figure out when exactly did this take place.
I'm sure it was because if you notice, it's in the same room that the very first scene in Kenobi was with the Padawans training.
Yes,
it's in that very same rotunda. I guess it's a training rotunda.
Yeah,
and so yeah, that was interesting. It was great to see them do that. And I thought the flashback series worked a lot better than with Book of Boba Fett. Although, like I said before, it was to see in Attack of the Clones, Anakin's 19, and we Hayden does not look 19 anymore.
Oh,
he looked like a 30-year-old, 19-year-old. So they should have done some de-aging on him.
Definitely.
I think they did, but it was very minor. But I think they need to go over that again and just de-age it a little bit. Nothing major, nothing like Mark Hamill in Book of Boba Fett or the end of Mandalorian. But it was that was the only thing that took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was still, the costumes were mostly spot on. Obi-Wan's didn't fit quite the way it did in episode 2, but I digress. That
But he looked better, I think.
He looked a lot better.
In episode 2, he had some really weird, like he had stick-on beards, and his hair was all over the place. And it was so obvious that it was a fake beard and it wasn't his own. Whereas in Revenge of the Sith, you knew that was Ewan's that's his beard attached to his face.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I liked it just for that reason.
I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the sequence very much.
I can make a point about what you about flashbacks, okay, very quickly, because
I think it was actually Vader flashing back and kind of sharing that flashback with Obi-Wan. I think that's what I got out of it.
They both were, right? Because it was you had Reva was having flashbacks, about her being in the Jedi Temple when Order 66 was going down, and then saying that Anakin was there to rescue us, but then realizing he's actually the one who started this, and she gets he tries to kill her, right? And she plays dead, and then we get flashbacks from Kenobi to the part where they're training, and he's teaching his Padawan to be less aggressive, and then also Vader's having flashbacks as well, which is cool. I think at the end, the last flashback was actually Lord Vader having a flashback. So, and then with flashbacks, it seems like the Book of Boba Fett kind of started this whole flashback craze.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there were flashbacks in The Mandalorian, but they were like really, really short. And
yes, they were just brief ones.
They were flashbacks of events that we had never, as an audience, the Star Wars audience, we had never seen before, right? So, you know, you had a young Din Djarin being rescued by the Death Watch Mandalorians, and that whole, you get like some
the droid attack on his planet and stuff like that.
Yeah, you get like the super battle droid coming over, and then that was good, right? But it wasn't. There was a nice balance. They didn't have too many flashbacks. The flashbacks didn't go on for too long. But with the Book of Boba Fett, Robert Rodriguez, I think because the feedback after the series had ended, everyone was like, okay, we understand what you, like creatively, we understand what you were trying to do. You had Boba recovering in his bacta tank, and then the whole time he's having these flashbacks, which then helps the audience to kind of retrace all their steps and connect all these stories.
Because there's what, 40 years of flashbacks you got to go through to get to this point. Well, not 40 years in that series, but there's like 15 years of stuff you got to go through.
Because you can't
something like that.
You can't just have Star Wars just keep going on like having it all flashbacks. You know, it's not. No. It's not really. That's not storytelling. It's weird. I think that was one of the things that really put people off of watching the Book of Boba Fett was like the first like 4 episodes were like almost entirely flashbacks, and there was nothing happening like in the current timeline at all, because we expected Boba to be this new crime boss on Tatooine. He's just taken over from Bib Fortuna, but actually we get this whole backstory about the Tusken Raiders and how he survived the Sarlacc and blah, and it just seemed like it was like the whole show was just this one big flashback. Yeah, there was lots of, again, this whole series, every week that you and I have got together, we've mentioned about like a lot of like prequel vibes in this show, a lot. I feel like that was the target audience for this show was like prequel fans and much younger, newer Star Wars fans, but not necessarily people like you and I. But it's funny because you and I have like we really like it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just a big kid, so you know.
Yeah.
Well, an old kid. I wouldn't say big, but I'm just an old kid. So
our combined age is 100.
Yes, I know.
There's this whole debate about, so how old exactly is Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi when he dies?
Well, when you figure he's 19 in Revenge, or 19 in Attack of the Clones, and then he's 22 in Revenge of the Sith, then 19 years later, it's 19 years later, it's A New Hope, and he should be, what, 42?
Keep going.
41?
Ray, do you know how much the square root of 2,130 is?
46.15192304.
Just guess.
Yeah, 40, around 41. Then you figure it's 6 years in between that and Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at about 47, 48.
He's a genius, right? He's a genius.
But I'm sure his injuries, of course, have taken a toll on him.
Oh, God.
And in fact, that whole time he's using the Force to sustain his life.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure the midichlorians are probably sitting there going, holy hell, is he going to let us rest for 1 minute?
I've been wondering, what are midichlorians?
It's heroin.
The one thing that is getting a little bit annoying is people being stabbed with lightsabers and then coming back from the dead, because being growing up with the original trilogy, if you were struck by a lightsaber, you were done for. And then it just seems now that in the new Disney world that it's very difficult to kill anyone, really. Nobody's ever gone, especially with these new upgraded Bacta tanks. At the end of episode 5, Reva gets stabbed, and so it's like, it's the same as like she stabbed. So there's just like
she was stabbed in the beginning, and
no, but first of all, it's like Anakin stabs her in the Jedi Temple, and she's a youngling. So how does she survive that? And then number 2 is, so then she stabs the Grand Inquisitor the same way. He survives. He comes back, and now she gets stabbed again, and she's alive. It's like, can we just have someone die?
Why can't you just die?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Even with, yes, it looked a little video gamey when Vader pulled that that ship down. The CGI was a bit, but
I got no issue with the story at all. I'm okay with the story, and
I like the story,
and the script writing, and that's all fine. The only the things I have a problem with are mainly behind the scenes, like technical stuff. I think, and a lot of that I think is because they just don't have the budget.
Right.
I feel
if they had a little bit.
Jon Favreau was given like a humongous budget to do seasons 1 and 2, and now he's made a name for himself and he's set that bar really high. And then we haven't had any other Star Wars miniseries in live action, and then immediately he's like, Robert Rodriguez, I want you to do the Book of Boba Fett, and I feel that's a little bit too much for him to take on.
But you would think with a tentpole such as that they're dealing with, such as Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, they would give that the budget.
Well, I don't understand why they don't just give them all an equal budget. I mean, why would they? Like, okay, I understand that The Mandalorian was like a big hit, like universally, it's been acclaimed, it's gotten Emmy awards. But so that just shows you, if you throw lots of money at these Star Wars projects, they're going to be good, like with the right people involved. So,
yes.
I don't know, like, was John not involved with the Book of Boba Fett? I thought he was. There was a behind-the-scenes Disney Plus.
I think
there was a documentary, and I think that he was involved in that. So
I think he was. I think he was. I'm not sure of the whole reason for it, but
yeah,
because if I remember correctly, it was more watched. It was more watched than the first series of Mandalorian. It's their biggest ever streaming audience that they've had.
I mean, it hasn't got as many, thumbs up as The Mandalorian, but it certainly had more viewers. But now Disney Plus is global. Before, when we had Mando season 1 and 2, like, you couldn't get it outside of the US. Only a few countries in the world that had it, and everyone else was trying to watch it illegally.
I will make it illegal.
So do you think that next week, the last one, is going to be like this super feature length, like movie length episode? It could even be like 90 minutes. I don't know.
I think it'll be a bit of an extended. I don't know if it'll be 90 minutes. I'm thinking a full hour, maybe 70 minutes. But I don't think 90 minutes.
I'm a bit confused about because we've been with Leia this whole time, and Obi-Wan's attempting to return her back to Alderaan, but at the same time he's abandoned his post in Tatooine. He's supposed to be taking care of Luke, which is his main mission. And now that Reva got stabbed, but she's probably still alive, and she got the comm tech, and she now knows that information, and people are saying that Reva's gonna turn up in Tatooine, but no, I'm sorry,
will.
but that can't. Luke, in A New Hope, when we first get introduced to his character, they do take quite a long time, that first act, to tell the audience that nothing important or interesting has ever happened to this boy. He's been stuck on a moisturizing farm with his uncle, and he's bored out of his fucking skull, and he just wants to go on these adventures and join the, what's it called? He wants to join the academy and learn to be a pilot, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like this stroppy, sulky teenager.
But it's a whole nother year. Look, it's only one more season. Yeah, that's what she said when Biggs and Tank left.
Where are you going?
Looks like I'm going nowhere.
It just doesn't make any sense, because it seems like Luke, when we first meet him in A New Hope, he doesn't know what Jedis are. He just hears stories about these things.
I think he'll stay a background character. I think Reva will get stopped before she reaches Luke. Remember the first, was it first or second episode, when Reva got into Owen's face and said specifically, "Could you protect your family from me?"
Yeah.
And Owen just stared her down and was like, probably thinking, "Yeah, you go ahead, you try it. He said, I kill vermin on my farm."
It kind of hints at maybe Owen does kill Reva. That's what I think. Big spoiler.
This is madness.
How does Kenobi? Because now Kenobi's stuck on that ship, and the guy's like, "Our hyperdrive system is broken," and Vader's chasing them. So that's a lot that's gonna happen. And wait, so he's got to fix the hyperdrive.
I'm sorry, with
system.
that, with that part there, I kind of got Last Jedi vibes.
Yeah, so I was like, we got so many things that have to happen. We have to fix the hyperdrive system, escape from Vader. You have to take all of these people back to their home planets, the refugees, and you have to take Leia back to Alderaan. Then you've got to go all the way back to Tatooine again and check in on Luke. Meanwhile, Reva's alive. How the fuck is she still alive?
We have sort of a problem here. Yeah, you apparently didn't put one of the new cover sheets on